What's up, guys? Welcome to Why We're Single. My voice sounds a little bit crazy right now because we were at E3 all week and I was yelling and screaming and stuff. And what better topic to talk about than E3? And I think we're going to go ahead and talk about our biggest disappointments. We've been spending a lot of time talking about the games that have been amazing and the things that were so good about E3, but there were some things that weren't so good about E3, so let's get into it, shall we? Number one, Titanfall. The game itself was amazing. It looked pretty much like it was done. The combat looked incredible. They had an entire room full of people playing a live multiplayer match. Why the couldn't I just hop in and play in the multiplayer match? The game clearly was very much finished to the point where anyone could play it, and yet I couldn't hop in and play a multiplayer game. Why was it not on the floor playable? Why are you trying to tease me with this awesome game and then be like, ha 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 ha, you can't play it? Off.
You know, I kind of hoped Microsoft was going to come out and say, hey, you know, we do offer an offline mode too. That connect every 24 hours thing is just one mode of the Xbox and it doesn't really need to do that. But and you could take the Kinect out of it and not have to use that all the time. But they didn't clear up any of that stuff at their conference, or say they were working on some way to, you know, on a scaled down version or mode that wouldn't have all the DRM and nonsense, or clear up some of the stuff about the used games, you know, that they weren't talking about, that they didn't really address at all at the conference, and they didn't, you know, so. You know, as Joven reported, PS kind of won, but I was kind of rooting for Microsoft to win because I'm an old school Xbox guy and I've had Xbox for a while, but you know, it just didn't happen, and PS won and won the conference, and I guess I'm gonna have to get a PS4 now, and I'm a little disappointed about that because, you know, I was looking forward to the new Halo and all that stuff. Disappointing.
All right, E3 was fun and all, but with all those positives, there are gonna be a few negatives, and as soon as they announced Killer Instinct, my Twitter feed just blew up with all of you guys like, oh my god, they announced Killer Instinct. And yeah, there was a brief moment where I was very excited. Then I started to really see what I was looking at. First of all, they only showed us 2 characters, Saberwolf and Jago. There's a huge roster. How long have you guys been working on this game? It's like you couldn't show a few more characters, maybe Fulgore, you know, like the main guy of Killer Instinct. Anyways, but speaking of characters, like, I don't really like the design and look of it. It's very Street Fighter 4-ish when I wish it looked like it looked more like Mortal Kombat. I'm not saying this because I love Mortal Kombat so much. It's just like Killer Instinct is more of a gritty fighting game. And to be honest, I never really liked the art style of Street Fighter. It's a little too colorful. And if you look at the character designs, like Jago, he's a ninja. But in this, he's like all bulky and giant, like no neck. He looks like Ryu, who's, again, giant head, big muscles, no neck. He looks like he belongs in a Gears of War game. Like, it's not what Jago's supposed to be. He's supposed to be like a ninja with a sword, and he's all wiry and kind of all over the place fighting. But again, these are only 2 of the characters that we'll hopefully see lots more coming up soon. So maybe they'll change my mind. But in the beginning, I was a little disappointed. So come on, Killer Instinct, don't do me wrong.
The second game I gotta talk about is Rise. Now, when I saw this game in the Xbox One conference, I was like, oh my goodness, I've been waiting for something like this. It's gonna be these large-scale, epic battles, and you're gonna be fighting through giant waves and waves of enemies. But no, it's essentially just Roman God of War, but slightly less cool because it's not all fantastical. I went and played the demo, and you know, maybe the game gets more in depth, but essentially it's just one button to keep on slashing your enemies, one button to block, and then quick time events. So I withhold my judgment because I've not actually played the full game yet, but the demo didn't super impress me. It was epic, it looked cool, everything on the screen looked awesome, and what was happening was crazy and epic, but the actual gameplay was just kind of like hack, 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 execute, hack, 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 execute. So that was a little disappointing.
And then Battlefront. They've announced Battlefront, and I did see a comment that I have to shave a mohawk now because we're getting Battlefront. We'll see about that because we still don't have it. Until it's actually here in my hands, I'm not shaving the mohawk because we were supposed to have it twice, and twice it got canceled. So if it actually makes it to shelves, I'll do the mohawk, and if I could pick it up and play it. But you know what? I'm still skeptical, even though it's been announced now that it's actually going to come out. And my disappointment isn't that, I'm skeptical. My disappointment with E3 is that it was such a short clip, and they devoted so much time to talking about those sports games when really the star was Battlefront. That's what people wanted to see, and they just showed a clip and they're like, we're making it. No, like, at least, I understand you don't have a lot of footage, but at least bring out a dev on the team or someone who worked on the animation, someone who could be like, yes, I'm excited to work on this project. This is what we want to have in this game. This is what it's all about. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what anyone wanted to hear, but we didn't hear from a single Battlefront dev. So, what are you doing, guys over at EA? That's what we want to hear about. Come on, when you got to bring your A game to E3. You got to bring the A game. You got to talk about Battlefront when you announce it. Disappointing.
And then DC fanboys got to kind of vent here a little bit. I did get a chance to play behind closed doors, play some Arkham Origins, and you know what? Yes, it's fantastic. It's just like an Arkham game, so it's going to be great. But I know me and Lasercorn have both stressed that we don't need a prequel. That should have been a sequel. And you know what? Honestly, I think I know why they did it. It's because in Arkham City, they did this monumental thing where they killed off the Joker, but then it's the most famous villain that everyone loves. So what do? Let's go back in time so we can reintroduce Joker again and have him there and then sell a bunch of copies. Like, no, nut up, shut up, and just stick to your decisions. And then, like, move forward in the story and just give us new characters. Because, like, these assassins that they're talking about, the 8 assassins, they aren't even assassins. Like, yes, Deadshot, he's an assassin. So is not Deadpool, but, Deathstroke. But everyone's like, Bane, not really an assassin. The Joker, not an assassin. That doesn't count. So I'm a little disappointed. And like the gadgets, he has new gadgets, but it's a prequel. How does he have these new fancy gadgets now that he didn't have later on? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It just shouldn't be a prequel. Again, this is me just venting. This game will be fantastic because it plays out just like Arkham City, but now you're in Gotham City, so way to go there. But I'm a little disappointed. This is me nitpicking. I'm a very nitpicky person, which in fact actually is why I'm single. So, what are you gonna do?